Hello, my name is Amber Kohler, and welcome to the Reporter News. Today I am reporting on Hurricane Sandy. Sandy, no longer called a hurricane, but a post-tropical superstorm, packed a hurricane-sized punch as it slammed into the Jersey Shore on Monday, killing at least 11 people from West Virginia to North Carolina and Connecticut, according to CNN.com. CNN.com said that Sandy whipped torrents of water over streets of Atlantic City, stretching for blocks inland and ripping up part of the vacation spot's fabled boardwalk. The storm surge set records in lower Manhattan, where flooded substations caused a widespread power outage. It swamped beachfronts on both sides of Long Island Sound and delivered hurricane-force winds from Virginia to Cape Cod as it came ashore. Sandy's wrath also prompted the evacuation of about 200 patients at NYU Langone Medical Center, says CNN. CNN says that the basement of New York's Bellevue Hospital Center flooded and the hospital was running off of emergency backup power. Ian Michaels of the Office of Emergency Management said the main priority is to help secure additional power and obtain additional fuel and pumps for the hospital. The storm hit near Atlantic City about 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The National Hurricane Center reported it packed 80-mile winds at landfall down from the 90-mile-per-hour clocked earlier Monday, reports CNN.com. CNN reports that the storm had already knocked down power lines and tree limbs while still 50 miles offshore and washed out a section of the boardwalk on the north end of town, Atlantic City Mayor Lorenzo Langford told CNN. He said there were still too many people who didn't heed instructions to evacuate, and he urged anyone still in town to hunker down and try to wait this thing out. CNN says that in New York, Lower Manhattan's Battery Park recorded nearly 14-foot tide, smashing a record set by 1960s Hurricane Donna by more than 3 feet. The city had already halted service on its bus and train lines, closing schools and ordering about 400,000 people out of their homes in low-lying areas of Manhattan and elsewhere. Flooding forced the closure of all 3 of the major airports in the area, LaGuardia, John F. Kennedy, and Newark Liberty. Water seeped into subway stations in Lower Manhattan and into the tunnel connecting Lower Manhattan and Brooklyn, while high winds damaged a crane perched atop a midtown skyscraper under construction, forcing authorities to evacuate the surrounding area, according to CNN. The storm was blamed for more than 2.8 million outages across the Northeast. About 350,000 of them were in the New York City area, where utility provider Con Edison reported it had also cut power to customers in part of Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan to protect underground equipment as the storm waters rose. But as water crept into its substations, Con Edison said it had lost service to about 250,000 customers in Manhattan, including most of the island south of 39th Street. At least 5 people had been killed in storm-related incidents in New York State, including 3 killed by trees falling on homes in Queens and in the town of New Salem, near Albany City, and state officials said. Falling trees were also blamed for 3 deaths reported in New Jersey and 1 in Connecticut, authorities there told CNN. In West Virginia, a woman was killed in a car accident after the storm dumped 5 inches of snow on the town of Davis, said Amy Schuler Goodwin, a spokeswoman for Governor Earl Ray Tomlin's office. And before hitting land, it overwhelmed the sailing ship HMS Bounty, a replica of the historic British vessel off North Carolina. 14 of the ship's crew of 16 were rescued, but the body of one deckhand was found Monday evening, and the ship's captain was still missing Monday night, the Coast Guard said. Sandy had already claimed at least 67 lives in the Caribbean, including 51 in Haiti, CNN reports. Sandy did more damage than that, though. To learn more, go to .cnn.com and search Hurricane Sandy to learn more. This concludes my report on Hurricane Sandy. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Reporter News. My prayers go out to all those affected by Sandy. Have a beautiful day, everyone.